Hey everybody, Carl Bishop here with episode 2 of the Real Estate Coaching Library. Wanted to start the day off with special congratulations and thanks to Manu Ginobili. Last night it was game 4 of the Western Conference NBA Finals, and the Spurs were defeated by the Golden State Warriors, and hats off and congratulations to the Warriors. Gosh, what an exceptional team. But a special thank you and a special tribute to Manu Ginobili, who may have potentially played his last game. There's still some discussion of whether he comes back from this season, and that he may potentially be, in his 16th year as an NBA professional. But I think many of us think that this may have been it for Manu, and I just want to say thank you so much. What an amazing player, what an amazing career, what an example for all of us to kind of to live by. The one thing I remember about Ginobili is his work ethic and his preparation. I would remember going to games and seeing him on the sidelines, and you would never see a player that was stretching more, that was moving around more, warming up, taking more practice shots. Many times, first guy on the floor, last guy to leave in practices and games, and just had this amazing work ethic and totally committed to mastery. Totally somebody that could kind of show us how to be great at something, and then a bit of a gambler, a bit of a maverick too. He loved to take his chances. He loved to take his shots, and gosh, if this is his last game, he will be surely missed. And thank you, Manu Ginobili. Thank you to the San Antonio Spurs for having a great season, making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. Some tough losses, some tough injuries with Kawhi, Tony, and David Lee going down. But that's part of the game. It's a game of injuries, and when those happen, it gives you big disadvantages, and we were unable to power through. But just so glad, so appreciative, so thankful for the great season that we had. So today's topic for the coaching library is masterminding. John Maxwell calls it the power of proximity. It's called by others strengthening your circle. But in my career, I've noticed that one of the reasons I've been able to do exceptional things, and one of the reasons I've been able to have success, is because of the people that I put around me. I've always liked to tell people this. I'm just a normal guy that was able to get around some exceptional people, and I honestly feel like that's true. I mean, being a part of Remax put me shoulder to shoulder with some of the most productive people in the industry, in my market, in the state of Texas. The minute that I joined Remax, I had access to some people that were doing great things in real estate, and they brought me in like I was family, and I was able to have lunch with them, talk to them, and they would treat me like one of them, and it was an exceptional thing. And I took every opportunity to take those people to lunch, to have drinks with them, to hang out with them, to pick their brains, to just be around them. And eventually, their strategies, their techniques, the things that they did well started to rub off on me. And, I've had some wonderful mentors, some wonderful friends in this business. And as I started to progress through my career, I not only just looked to Remax, but I also looked to other companies outside of Remax. And I tried to get with other people that were doing great things. And the interesting thing is, some of these folks, I had this feeling, like prior to me actually speaking to them or asking for their time, that they would reject me, that they would say, oh, I'm too busy, or, that no, you're too small, or they would just not respond to me. And I had this fear of rejection like a lot of us do. But the truth of the matter is, even some of the busiest people, and even some of the most famous, I felt, would make time for me. I'll never forget, a couple times I called and honestly thought, this guy's not going to pick up my phone, or I'm going to reach one of his assistants, and he would pick up, and he would get back to me, and it was an amazing relationship after that. And so to this day, there's dozens of people in Remax and in other companies and other industries that I can call, and they're great friends, and I can pick their brains, and when we have time, we hang out. We go to a lot of the same conventions together. We go to a lot of the same events together. And every time I'm there, I'm selective with my time. I intentionally try to spend as much time as possible with the most productive, with the people that are going to strengthen my circle, with the people that I can leverage the power of proximity with. And Napoleon Hill in his book calls it masterminding. You want to mastermind with these folks. You don't just want to go with the intention of just taking and just trying to benefit yourself. You want to try to find something to add value as well. For me, I've always been the internet guy. My websites rank very well. I'm great with content. I like to create video. I like to blog. I like social media, and I've always been good at bringing some value to most folks because, I understand that and I work hard at it. And, when I'm going to these meetings and I'm masterminding with these folks, it's not just a matter of me just taking. I really try to bring some value to them as well. I try to find little things that I'm doing well and try to give them some insight as to that and help them with their business in whatever way I can. I mean, sometimes it's tough because these people are doing so much more than me, and they're so much more productive and so much more successful, and I feel like, well, what little things I have to say, I'm sure they've already heard. But it's interesting. Most of these people are successful because they are open to learning new things and open to hearing things from people that are experienced, etc. They're open to change. And so, bringing that fresh perspective in of somebody, who is relatively young, who has been relatively successful in my marketplace, has given me a little bit of an insight to them as well. And then there's other ways to add value too. It's not all just, information and business. I mean, it's family, it's, health, it's, personal development, it's travel. I mean, there's all sorts of ways to add value in a mastermind group. But the truth of the matter is, I think that the minute that you start putting yourself around people that are at point B, so you're at point A, you want to be at point B, you identify the people that are at point B, and you do everything in your power to spend more time with them, whether it's going to have a cup of coffee, taking them out to lunch, connecting with them at a convention that you both will be at. Whatever you have to do, spend time with them. Spend as much time as possible with them. Get to know them, become their friends. Try to go and do stuff together. I've taken a bunch of friends to Spurs games with me. I mean, that seems like always a great thing. We've got a great team here in San Antonio Spurs, and so anytime I've had one of my mentors or one of my friends come into San Antonio, I try to get them out to a game together. It's just a fun way to spend some time and talk and get to know somebody better, and it helps strengthen my circle. Think about the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You are literally becoming. So, of those 5 people, think about them. If they're going to be, so of the 5 people that you spend your time with, every one of those people is going to be one of 3 persons. They're either going to be a detractor. They're going to be somebody that brings down kind of the negative Nancys of the world. They're always sick. They're always unhappy. They're always going through some kind of personal issue. They just bring you down. These folks. They kind of suck the energy out of the room. They're the negative folks. So they're the detractors. So you're going to have the neutralizers. These are the people that, they don't bring you down, but they don't really, push you forward either. They don't inspire you. They don't motivate you. They don't encourage you. They're just there. They're the neutralizers. Got a lot of neutralizers in our lives. They're great. Don't get me wrong. These people can be great people. Many of them are family members. Many of them are close friends. But you got to understand with the neutralizers, they're not strengthening your circle. They're basically, they're not weakening your circle either, but they're simply just keeping you the same, which in my opinion is just as bad as weakening. And so minimize your time with those folks if possible. And then there's the enhancers or the influencers. These people are going to motivate you. They're going to inspire you. They're going to encourage you. They're gonna uplift you. I mean, these people are doing big things, and and they want people around them to do big things. I mean, you play better golf around better golfers, you know? And so you think about that, and you think about the people that you've known in your life that were this way. Now, we're a little bit afraid of the enhancers because they're going to challenge us, you know? And you may have avoided these folks in the past because, gosh, you know what? They're too serious, or they're always asking me these personal questions, or they're always trying to, you know, do this or do that. And so we talk ourselves out of hanging out with these enhancers because they challenge us, and that breaks us out of our comfort zone. But realize the more time you spend around enhancers, the more time you spend around people that are going to push, inspire, motivate you, challenge you, encourage you, you're going to get better. You're going to have a strong circle. Especially in this business, which is real estate, you have to constantly be pushing yourself. I mean, there's literally, you know, thousands of, you know, neutralizers and detractors out there. I mean, matter of fact, that's the majority of folks in a real estate office. If you go into a real estate office, your average typical office, most people are sitting around gossiping, you know, sitting by the coffee machine talking about other people, talking about the news, talking about the weather, talking about the economy, talking about, you know, the president, talking politics, you know, talking all this stuff that seems interesting and seems, you know, like something to be done. But realize the people that are the most productive are usually not there. They're usually off doing their own thing. They're either reading books, or they're hanging out with other people that are motivated, that are influencing and inspiring folks. They're not there caught up with the neutralizers and the detractors. And so you've got to find a way to get more time around those folks. And that's one thing that I've done well. Now, not that I cut all detractors and all neutralizers out of my life. I mean, some of these people are very close to me and family, but most cases, sometimes you have to love people from a distance. And if I've identified you as a person in my life that is either a neutralizer or a detractor, I understand that, you know, we need to spend, you know, some time together, maybe because we're close or we're family, but it's not going to be my priority. And then simply put, it's because I'm trying to strengthen my circle. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be around people that are going to push me, that are going to make me better. And so that's our coaching tip of the day, is try to mastermind with enhancers, with people that are, with influencers, people that are going to push, inspire, and motivate you. And it may be a little bit uncomfortable at first, especially when you're trying to get to know these people, especially when you're trying to invite somebody out for lunch or for a cup of coffee or trying to pick their brain. That's when, you know, you have to get some courage and say, look, I want to get better and I want to learn from you, or, you know, I want to be your friend. You know, I want to be around people that are like you, you know. And I've had those exact same conversations with some people, and now they're lifelong friends. And I can call them up, pick up the phone, and call these people whenever I have a question, whenever I have a need, and I spend a lot of time with them. I try to be a part of their families. I try to get our kids together and get our wives together and just and live life together. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we're all going through this same walk. You know, some people may be ahead, some people may be 2 or 3 miles ahead, but most of those folks were where we were, or where we are, and they were there at some point. And so they want to help us get forward in life, and that's part of being those folks. Is most of them are open to share. Most of them are great teachers as well, and they want to give. They want to pay it forward. They want to give back. And, you know, sharing with a person that wants to learn, a learning-based person, is part of them being able to pay it forward. And so most of them love it. And so my biggest tip, probably my biggest tip ever, is to mastermind with people that are at point B. If you're at point A, you want to be at point B, find those people, actively look for them, and try to spend as much time as possible with them. Limit your time with the people that are not interested in getting forward in life and are more concerned with being comfortable, more concerned with, you know, being consumed by negative things or things that are unimportant. And so good luck out there. Hopefully this tip was helpful, and we'll see you for the next Bishop Group Coaching Library. Have a great day.